we are with only the Vice Chancellor of Bugema University that people have been waiting to hear from him. We would like also to understand what is running around the globe, especially under institutions of higher learning. We are with Professor Dr. Katamba, currently the Vice Chancellor of Bugema University. And we'd like also him to let us, a lot of institutions, most of them are closed, others are limping. But it's by God's grace that Bugema University, they are still surviving. We all are who that are still breathing. You know, being an Adventist institution, everything normally starts with prayers. I believe, Doctor, that's it.
Yeah, thank you.
So for that reason, you can bless us by the word of God. And now we proceed and see what will be taking place.
Thank you very much. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, I want to thank you this morning for granting us life as we go ahead and share experiences and discuss issues that affect us in life. May you grant us opportunity to learn more and also to share more. And may we be able to touch the hearts of people, and may we be able to contribute something that will strengthen the people to go through this pandemic. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. You know, once you trust in the Lord, everything normally moves in a positive faith. So for that reason, Doctor, we're going to use different languages. Nigeria, South Africa, America, Philippines, all over the globe, we have different kinds of people.
Yes.
So we shall mix. But our interest, because this is a Ugandan institution, we want also our community around to understand our local language, and they should know what we're talking about.
Okay.
So by doing this, we shall be mixing different languages. Where necessarily in the local language, well and good. English, well and good. So for that reason, our viewers, thank you so much for loving us. We've been waiting for this show, educational program. We'd like Professor to let us know. We believe that institutions of higher learning or education system is corrupt in Uganda, or it is compromised. Because we want to understand, the First Lady, she's the Minister of Education and Sports. When they're addressing issues in the parliament all over the globe, they just call him Mama. We've not heard them calling them Minister of Education. When does the minister speak, and when does the Mama speak? For your view. First, greet our viewers, and especially our students all over the globe. We shall start from there.
Good morning, viewers. It's nice to be talking to you this morning. Regarding the question that you're asking, it depends on the situation that we are living in. Right now we are facing a situation that probably was somehow faced in 1918 when there was an influenza. So how to handle the COVID pandemic becomes a challenge at this moment. It came to the time that the administration of the ministry is under people with a personality, let me say, that is parental. So they decided to handle it with that attitude, a parental attitude, maybe to cool down the cares of the people. You see, when you have a challenge in a family, usually a big challenge that is affecting every member of the family brings you more closer. And when it brings you more closer, there's that tendency of using the family ties to build resilience to go through a challenge that you are facing as a family.
Absolutely.
So perhaps this is why I think the minister has decided to take this approach. And also given the fact of the age, and looks at the generation that they are preparing or they are taking care of are the children, and therefore the need, I think, to use that approach. Somehow it could soothe and people's fears and create confidence in the way they are running things, because you always trust your parents, and also build resilience and give people confidence to trust in the minister that they are really guiding us in the right direction.
Okay. So, our viewers, you know, what is very important, Doctor, is that there are people complaining that our education system this may be its end. And we are seeing Bugema University not even struggling. Maybe you had plan B before the pandemic came. Because a lot of institutions are suffering. How did Bugema manage to go through this pandemic up to now? People are not complaining. A lot of institutions are closed. Its workers are being suspended. How does Bugema survive? How did Bugema, I'm trying to ask myself, how have you managed to go through the welfare of the staff at this moment? And when you find the place still clean? Most of the institutions are closed.
Well, usually what determines the character or strength of an individual, and in this case an institution, is the way you face the challenges. Challenges of pandemic came to all of us as something that is unexpected. But then COVID has taught us to make decisions that are very quick to make sure that we survive.
Okay.
So in this case, when it came to Bugema University, we decided that no, we have to go through this together as a family. And therefore we said we are not going to cut off anybody in terms of employment. The little resources that are available, we are going to share it together. So we said, okay, what do? We said, now let's sit together and see what is there. We are going to share half. We are not going to be able to pay you all the allowances you have been getting, but now the best we shall give you at least half of your salary to stipend. It's a stipend for survival. And we agreed on that, and all the workers agreed on that. They continued working, of course, in the reduced way because of the pandemic, but at the same time supporting the institution. And now, because we already had been exposed to the technology of e-learning, of course, personally, I'm one of the people who is very, very supportive of this kind of technology, because I did my PhD and my research problem was basically on seeing how do we try the e-resources to teach courses to learners. Does it make a difference in terms of attitude, in terms of performance, and all that? So basically, I realized that of course attitude will start negatively, but they can keep on improving positively. Performance will be the same. It will be the same. So we said, no, we are going for this. So we decided to look for the resources that were available and invest in online programs. This is what we did, because we needed the equipment, so we had to buy virtual equipment that will help us to make a virtual labs and to be able to instruct our students from a distance.
Okay.
So, and now we started training the teachers and the students to adapt. Of course, it has not been an easy thing, but somehow we are moving on. It's a progressive process. We started the other time still around this time, August, September. People registered for the first semester of last year, and we managed to go through the entire semester, and we did the exams.
Okay.
So the good thing that we are supported by the National Council for Education.
Okay.
We wrote a proposal to accept our system, and they really accredited our system of online learning. So currently we are using that.
Okay. Now, do you want to let us know that Bugema University as an institution, that you have what we call the infrastructure of e-learning?
Yeah, we have.
The university is self-contained at the moment.
At the moment, we have built virtual labs, and we are continuing building more to make sure that we can be able to address the needs of our lecturers and our students. And we have been progressive because the entire academic year, including the summer, we are right now finalizing the last assignments for the summer session.
So, do you believe that COVID-19, we are going to move with it, or going to stay with it?
Actually, that looks to be the case. Because since you don't plan when the pandemic will come, you cannot plan when it will go. And this is a war, it's like a war situation. You cannot, when you fight different battles at different times, until you are able to put the enemy to his knees.
Okay.
We shall come to the time when perhaps we shall put the enemy to his knees, but at the moment it's apparent that we are going to continue fighting battles COVID for some time to come. Because usually we have to develop the immunity, and the immunity does not come in a day or two. And it's a bigger population, so it's going to take us time. We need to be prepared for this, and we shall be able to survive it.
Okay. So that's very much nice. But I'm still thinking that Bugema University as an institution, it has even helped its community members. How do you encourage, or maybe if I may term it, how can someone outside Bugema, from Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, mention, know that we still have Bugema University has got e-learning?
Yeah, you see, by the time the pandemic came on, we already have a student membership coming from about 25 countries.
Okay. Oh, Bugema has got 25 countries.
Yeah, being represented on this campus.
Wow.
So right now, even though some are still around, some went back home, but they've been studying from home.
Oh.
People have been studying from South Africa, from Zambia, from Botswana, from Liberia, from Nigeria, Kenya, Rwanda, all the countries of which you have students.
Okay.
So they continue to study online. And we also continue to reach out to them. So that's why we say we are still touching the continent and the rest of the world, because we have students even from the Philippines, outside Africa, and so we are continuing to serve the entire globe. And the online learning has made it very convenient for most of them, because they don't have to travel, don't have to go through the hassle of coming to get accommodation around or ABCD. From the comfort of their homes, they are studying with us.
Okay. All right. That's still very much nice. Doctor, do you believe that there is a gap at the moment in Uganda? We've not had senior six. We've not had the first years. How can the university survive? Because I believe Bugema University, its survival is from the student's tuition. And I'm still thinking that by the end of this year, we may not have first years in August.
Yeah, at the moment.
How can the university come up and cover this gap? Because I'm seeing having third years only. Or if not that, you're going to be having times 2 of first years. How can you cover that gap?
This is a national tragedy, of which an institution as one cannot have a solution.
What should we do?
So what should we do? We have to sit on the table. I think the Minister of Education may be really thinking through this and looking for a solution of what is going to be done. Because right now, as I was looking at some of our institutions here, we have a vocational school.
Okay.
We have now 2 first years
It's my problem.
The first
I'm
year,
still having
yeah.
first year's first year's
The first year did not finish. In the first year,
Yes.
we made another admission. They have also not yet finished. The
Meaning
first
that constant of 3 first years.
year. Yeah. So you see the challenge is
3 years in first year.
yes. As I tell you, it's apparent like we are in a war situation, and those situations are handled different from the normal situation. There are certain consequences that we are going to live with. We are going to live with a generation of people who have not been able to finish school. But in that case, in this situation, how are we going to sort it out? As a country, it's going to be catastrophe. I am yet to see the solution for that. But at the university, this is how we are going to sort it out.
So
Other countries are studying.
Doctor, hold on. Now, you mean Bugema, so far they have so far a prepared plan to help the first years who are home limping and those who are going to be admitted. So there's also kind of measures that are going to put in place.
Yeah, what we are going to
All
do
right.
is accelerated learning. You can plan individual program for each of these groups to have an accelerated learning program. Because learning does not mean that you have to finish the entire year in terms of calendar days and all that. But you can prepare a certain competencies that must be completed by the students within a given time to be able to complete that year. So we now need to look at studying in terms of competences accomplished other than the time spent in school, in terms of calendar days and years.
Okay, that's very much fine. Doctor, before we go further, because I've seen some comments that almost starting coming, what kind of programs or how many schools do we have at Bugema University?
Yeah, at the moment we have 6 schools.
Okay, one?
We have the School of Graduate Studies, we have the School of Education, we have the School of Natural Sciences, we have the School of Theology and Religious Studies, the School of Health Sciences, Social Science, and then we have the School of Informatics and Technology.
Doctor, which kind of school would you encourage a parent to recommend his or her son to be studying at Bugema University?
Well, depending on the interest of the learner, of course.
Yes.
But all of the schools have been prepared, organized to make sure that we meet the needs of the learners as per their interest. So, depending on the interest of the child, let the child come and get what he needs from this university.
Okay. Is there any relationship between Bugema University and other schools around? Especially because Bugema University needs all those schools neighboring, especially senior 5 and senior 6. Do you have any relationship with those schools? Meaning that at the end of the day, immediately after senior 6, because we're in the line towards when they're just going to be coming back of senior 6, is there any prepared means to those students to be encouraged to join?
Yeah, apparently that's what we are trying to do, to reach out to this school to make sure that the university is here. And the good thing now here, we have primary, secondary school within our environment, and they are kind of parent schools, so we link with them and to make them sure that with the Bugema, you can have everything from nursery, primary, secondary, vocational, and university studies until you finish your PhD.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right. Now, my concern is schools are limping, parents are limping, the universities are limping, the government itself, they are limping. Is there any means of giving scholarships to those people who are helpless? Does Bugema have that plan to help to give the scholarships? Because the only way to make schools survive is to give a hand, either to communities or all people internationally. I don't know. Is there any means of giving scholarships? Because people are looking for universities that can give a hand to them.
Yeah, the situation has changed right now. And people have to realize that resources are not there. At the university, what we are trying to do here is to encourage those who are interested, the people We have people who are needy and they really need to get an education.
Okay.
So what we do is to provide them a work education, which provides an income to them. They work as they study. And this one helps them to at least reduce on the fees. They work out their fees at the institution itself. And this will help them to move forward. And I think it's a good culture because it shows that there's nothing for free, we need to work for it. Because the funding, you can't get funding from outside there. We are looking for resources to provide the services, and therefore we must have value for money. The students must see that they must work for what they need, and there's nothing to do out there. But they have to come. They need an education, and the university is ready to support them in that aspect.
Okay, still there's somebody that's called Mike Okagame said he needs bursary and undergraduate school. Yes, because the comment has just come here. Needs a bursary at graduate school. How can that person go?
Of course, bursaries are still there for special people. For instance, those who excel in sports, there's a bursary for that.
You mean if you're a sportsman,
yeah,
they can still give you a bursary at master's level?
We still give right from undergrad to graduate.
No, let me talk about it. Because Mr. Producer, they come and now she might tell them. Me, when I was a sportsman here, I think I was also on
yes, you remember that. Yeah.
I think I'm the pioneer of sports under Bugema University.
Yes, you contribute.
Even the guy called Joshua Chiptegei, when he was a student here, he could train him. All those guys, the superstars of Uganda. But
even
the center.
Even the lady who brought God.
Yes. She's finished.
She has finished. She has just finished here.
Yes.
But so we look for talented people and support them to go through their education.
Yes. So we appreciate. So guys, you can apply. You've seen the lines are open here and the comments are started coming in. You can apply for online. The number is there. So kindly you can call the people responsible. They'll be in touch. You can see what is taking place. We are live on live show at Bugema University. Thank you, sir, for the message. Someone's called Inama Gembe Gertrude. I don't know from where. You should tell us the country where you are. At the moment, they shall talk about you. But still, we appreciate. May the Lord bless you. Keep sharing. We are trying to find the way. How can we encourage people still study amidst the pandemic? The people believe that the pandemic is the end of everything. But is it true? The issue is no. How do we still encourage everybody to be in the process of education? Doctor, you are still online. And now, you've talked about the bursaries when you're a sportsman or a sportswoman.
And also when you are excelling academically.
When excelling academically?
Yes.
So do you mean that first semester you have to be very strong? Mean that the coming semester you apply for?
Yeah, but we have also extended bursaries to secondary schools and tell them if somebody scores so much points, first grades, we will give him a free bursary. So that's how we've been encouraging them to bring those who are in need, yet would like to promote themselves and proceed with their studies, to be able to go on with their studies. Because there are people out there who are sharp, but they lack resources to go back to school. So we want to capture those people and give them an education.
Doctor, how do you measure the people who are academically sharp before they join the institution?
Usually, generally we are looking at the performance from the national exams.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because this is the measure we have at the moment. You have to look at to see how people are performing.
Okay. That's very much fine. Okay. Thank you so much, Doc. You are still online, and there's something people would like also to understand. I want to go back to the other same question, which is very important. How has the university planned to go through the pandemic?
Yeah. We are resilient that we have a mission to take forward. And we are not ready or yet ready to say we're off. So we believe that God is there. He has given us the wisdom. He has given us the resource. When a person is still alive, that person has got the basic resource to survive. So at the university, we have plenty of land here. We have a farm. We have a grinding mill. We are establishing enterprises now to make us survive.
Okay.
To make sure that we reduce the dependence on the fees and be able to get other sources of funding. Of course, our lecturers are being encouraged to write proposals for grants and to make sure that we can raise resources to go through the pandemic. As I told you, pandemic is like a war situation. We need resilience, and we are ready for that, to look for any ways to make sure that we survive. We also have, of course, in such a situation, a turnaround situation. There are certain things we are trying to reduce on the expenditures, we are trying to reduce on, and make sure that we can survive to go through that.
All right, that's so nice. Another thing is that, Doctor, it is not even believed. It seems the ministry itself, they don't have clear guidelines on reopening schools. Do you believe at one time Bugema may have clear guidelines for its clients?
Well, already we have clear guidelines because for the last...
Because maybe people love to know, what are those guidelines? I know, I believe there is virtual learning. Yes.
Yeah, for instance, right now, of course, there are programs which are directed by the Ministry of Education and gives us guidance on the way to go. But the blessing we have that the ministry supports virtual learning.
It does.
And therefore we have concentrated on that. But for the health sciences, they have already come back as per the program of the ministry, and they are in class. And within 3 weeks, they'll be doing an exam.
It's
and
where,
then,
Doctor, so to cut you short, it's where my problem is. Does COVID-19 attack people doing the arts and does not attack people doing the sciences?
Not really. But you see, as I told you, that this pandemic, according to the government, is treated like a war situation. You look at the essentials first. In a war, you need nurses. You need medical workers to make sure that they take care of the casualties and the catastrophes. So if you cannot just bring anybody in line of fire, but you bring a medic to make sure that he can take the person who has fallen down. So this is what the ministry is doing and the government is trying to do. So we have to be prepared in terms of the health workers to take care of the pandemic. Okay. So we can rather put them in the line of fire than bring other people into the battle right now. So let's first work with these people, the few of them who are going to take care of the problem. And then the rest can do otherwise, since we can provide online, but these ones are doing studies that require hands-on experience. That's why we cannot afford not to bring them back.
Yes, there is somebody whom I don't know his name here has said. Doctor, let's talk about what about the BTH students? Are they allowed to register online?
Yeah, the BTH are allowed to register online. So we are preparing them.
Okay. So I don't know, the person has not put their names, but it's fine. You can also still apply online.
Yeah.
And then someone has said how to access the e-learning system. Can I also apply online?
Once you have been admitted into this university and you have paid your fees, the system will allow you to access the learning management system.
Okay.
Because they will allocate you the courses, and then the teachers will open up those courses for you, and starting accessing the resources there, and also the virtual classes that will be are organized by the teacher.
Okay, we appreciate someone's called Inambos from Kampala. They are watching. They appreciate it. Thank you so much for the program. Yes, we are still at Bugema University headquarters in the office of the Vice Chancellor. We are trying to see how can we help our community survive in this period of COVID-19. We believe it's not the end of the life.
Yes.
But we'd like to know, how can we survive with it? Doctor, my question is, do you still think that we have to learn to stay with it?
You see, in this world, what we have to know, the book of Ecclesiastes,
Yes.
the wise man saw that there is a season to everything. So even pandemic needs to be treated in that way. And we need to know that we need to go through the day, the darkness of the night, then the day will follow.
Okay.
So we don't have to lose hope. When it is hot season, rain season will come. When it is summer, winter comes.
Okay.
So that is the way the life was meant to go. So we need to be resilient and know we will go through it. We should stop making short-term decisions for longer-term problems, or longer-term decisions for short-term problems.
I'll be direct because reading these comments of our clients. Somebody is called the same paper Daniel, he's a student from Bugema University, that they've finished registration online, but they've not had class yet.
Yes.
What's the problem?
The challenge right now is that they are finalizing the exams of the summer. But immediately that is done, the teachers will be able to attend to them, but the resources are there.
Okay, you've heard Mr. Sempema, they've said classes are, they're still finishing, these people are studying online. The moment they are done, you will be
The
allowed.
moment they are done with their final assessment. Yeah.
Somebody's called Kurbia Arnold. Shall the e-learning tuition fees be the same? Compulsory as if you are physically at the campus in lectures? Or is there a difference between students having classes at home and physical presentation at school? Are the tuitions still the same, or there's a reduction?
We thank God that the tuitions are still the same, because
No, can it be the same when I'm at home?
yes, because e-learning is very expensive compared to the face-to-face learning. But what we have done, and also according to the guidance of the ministry, to maintain the fees at that. But of course, somebody will not have the challenges of paying for food here or paying for accommodation and all that. But as far as the tuition is concerned, it's earmarked for certain specifics. For instance, we have to pay the teacher the same way he's supposed to be paid. We have to pay for data, we have to pay for the maintenance of the equipment, we have to buy new equipment to make sure that they will address their challenges. But their tuition was already low, and even under normal circumstances.
All right.
So we could not increase it because e-learning elsewhere is very expensive worldwide. So we decided that let us maintain it at that and then make sure that we all survive.
Okay, I'll be so directed. You know, we are trying to catch up with the time at the same time answering your question. A student say, I don't know which course is doing, is saying, how shall internship programs be conducted since most of the institutions laid off some of their employees?
Yes, for those other institutions that laid off their employees, I cannot answer for them. But for Bugema University, we have just finished the internship.
Okay.
The different schools have made arrangements under which these students have been able to go out there to do practice at different sites, and they've been supervised.
Okay. So it means everything is...
Everything is running.
It's normal.
It's running in the new normal.
Okay. Okay. We shall continue reading your comments and advice, whatever people are saying, as we're still proceeding with our program. So we thank you so much. All those guys are watching all over the globe, and those guys outside the nation, thank you so much. People here, those are texting some messages, we appreciate. Doctor, another thing is that we believe that Bugema University as an institution, it is the only institution that I know, it does things in a religious way. How can somebody, or be found there, that Bugema University does it also allow students who are not Adventists to join Bugema University? You all welcome people who are Adventists.
The mission that established this university was to go to the people. And now our main theme is that go. So we are going out to everybody. We are not discriminative. We are meant to go and serve all God's people. So there is no discrimination in this university, and it was made and established for everybody, regardless of any racial or religious difference. No, that's not there.
Okay, still a student here is saying the tuition fees has remained the same, but the function fees have increased. Why?
The functional fees have
when they are not here.
They have not increased. Yeah,
So
that person should come up with the specifics and say this particular aspect has been increased.
Yes, I read his name is called the Sempewa Daniel. I don't know which school where he's going.
Yes.
But he said the function fees are not increased.
Sempewa should address his issue to the business office, and we shall see how to help him. But actually, there have been no increase at all in the fees.
Okay, that's very much fine. Doctor, I still believe that Bugema University, amidst, because our set of concentration, we are looking at the COVID-19 issue. And I believe Bugema University, you do research.
Yes.
How do you conduct your research in this pandemic of COVID-19, especially from undergraduate school at master's level? Secondly, do you also defend research in COVID-19? How do you do it if you are doing that?
Yes, we do. Actually, what you need to realize that things can be done virtually. What the pandemic has taught us that, yes, even in the new norm, things can be done. But they cannot be done the same way that we used to do them.
Okay.
For instance, research now, if you are to do research and you don't have to move to the people, you need to look for research that can enable you to use virtual means to reach out to the people. We are teaching people to use Google Forms, for instance, to make survey, monkey survey. Those are all tools that were created for us to do research. So we are utilizing such research. But there are also researches where you have to go to databases, established databases, and you look for the data to help you to make your analysis. So research is still going on. And now, regarding the defense of a proposal, surely with Zoom, with Google Meet, with all the virtual tools we have now got used to knowing that I can talk to you virtually and it won't make a difference. Yeah, it won't make a difference. I'll ask you a question, you respond. You make a presentation, every one of your committee members will be able to see it on your screen because you share the screen. And they'll be able to advise, no, here you have made a mistake, here you should do this, you should do like this. So therefore, we can do research, defense, even virtually. And this has been going on, both undergraduate and graduate level.
But Dr. Woodley, there are people who come from deep villages where they live in the center of education where they come from. How are those going to be catered for? Because some may not have the tuition, may not have the money, transportation to transport themselves right from the village, come to maybe to town over to mention. How are you accommodating people who are poor and poor and poor?
These are the realities of life. Even when we were face to face, that was existing. For us, some of us, when we were starting to study, there was an electricity at home. And we used to use paraffin and lots of
But those are gone are the days.
Gone are the days. Of course, now we are going also to say, gone are the days of the face-to-face approach to things. Now, what do? Solar has reached places deep. Of course, it doesn't mean that many cannot. There's still many who cannot afford. Yeah. But if you look around Uganda, even the smallest trading center, there are solar panels. If you are planning to study, you can really organize and say, my child cannot go to Bugema now, let me look for a place in a small trading center where we can afford electricity or where we can afford what. And he used that place and be able to access electricity. Of course, the internet, the bundles. But let me ask you, resources as far as education is concerned have been always very scarce. There are some students who used to go to schools without shoes. There are some students who used to go to school without pocket money, and they depend on others. So these challenges are not going to move away. Of course, the divide between the poor and the haves and the have-nots is going to continue. The developed world was already ready for this, and for them, they are not challenged. But the question is, we are all fighting in the global market, labor market. Survival should not be blamed on you, anybody. You have to strive to survive. As a parent, I have to make sure that I can try by all means in this new norm to look for resources to make sure that my child still continue to go to school. The government may do something, but the government cannot do everything. And it has never done it anywhere.
Do you believe that the government does not care about its people?
The government cares about its people, but it has limitations. It's like saying that let the president buy shoes for every child working in Uganda. Okay. Those are limitations. Poverty you have at home is a poverty that's reflected in the government.
Yes.
Because these are the taxpayers in the villages who have no money. Of course, then where will the government get the money to cater for them?
It becomes a problem.
Yes, it becomes a big problem. We need to accept that this is a poor country. It cannot provide for everybody, for everything. Okay. But it can just try to provide the basics. Perhaps what we would say, could the government come in and help most of these basic institutions to create resources that can be shared by everybody, like for instance, financing the learning management, the systems, the virtual learning systems for all the universities that are really struggling, and then see if the students are struggling, can they establish centers at different locations, urban centers, where students can go freely and enter and be able maybe to access internet. Such things could be done. But you cannot say that you can reach every individual and provide that individual with the necessary gadgets for him or her to access education. Yes.
Okay, this call, they've called you to appreciate what you're doing, and guys are watching all over there.
Thank you.
So, we appreciate also, thank you so much also for watching, those are watching wherever you are. Doctor, we're still very happy that we've not received this offer negative comment. It's only the guy who said the function fees increased, and you clarified it.
No, that was not negative. I think it is positive.
Okay, we are almost going towards graduation period, and we are happy, Doctor. Now the semester is just opening at the moment. As the semester is opening, I don't know, what are those people expecting to have, to come with at the end of the day? Because the semester, in which modality is the semester going to be open? In which style? Because I think it will be the second time or the first time since we had the COVID-19.
Of course, we have had since the first time was this very time last year. Then we had the second semester in January, February, and the summer session in June. So we've been opening semesters and finishing them. Now 3 times, and this is the 4th time. So for those who have been, who are continuing students, they know what happens. And for the new students, we are reaching out to them to show them how the system works and when should they expect to be connected to their teachers.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now, they are in the process of registration and in process of making sure that they choose the courses that they're going to do and finding out who is my teacher. Okay. And everything's going to take on well.
Then that's very much fine, Doctor. Before we go further, we may not have a commercial break to proceed because of the time management and other things. Doctor, we believe there are some people I used to hear from here, you know. This gentleman called Professor Dr. Warancha from the School of Theology.
Yeah.
He's still available.
Yeah, Professor is still managing the school and is still around in full swing.
And Professor Manu?
Professor Manu has just left in April because he had to move to deliver his services at another institution in Tanzania.
And Joshua Sula from School of Development, that is my man. You know, I used to work with him, Thomas. Mr. Sula Joshua. I'm saying Jeremiah from the School of Business.
They are all still.
Mr. Sivambi,
they are all still surviving. Sivambi Mbadiga is still around in the business office. Yeah.
Chris from School of Academic Registrar's office.
Yeah, Chris is still there, doing fine. Yeah.
Susan Senabulia from Business Office.
Yeah, that is now the DVC Finance.
Congratulations to Susan. Yeah. And Rachel, School of Business.
Yeah, Rachel, School of Business, still there.
Mr. Tibenga, School of Social Sciences.
Still very strong.
Still available.
Yeah, the dean there.
And Mr. Martin from School of Business.
Yeah, Business is now. Yeah, is now the dean, School of Business. Dr. Martin Luboa.
The rest I will not remember them, but I love you all my four, because Bugema is part of me.
Thank you.
I still love you. I love you all workers of Bugema University and all our students, wherever you are. We love you so much, and we still appreciate. We thank God that we need one another at one point. Doctor, before you go ahead, we shall come back and answer some other questions. As someone said, I love Bugema University. It has done me good since I joined. But my challenge is that my friends can't join because of functional fees that are paid every semester.
Yeah, okay. I don't know whether he would suggest we pay them once or all that, but it's all the same. Functional fees are necessary because there are certain aspects of function the university has to carry on. And these functions may not be applying to everybody at a particular time. So we cannot just put them in all the fees at the same time.
All right.
Yeah, so that's why we say they are functional fees. If you do this, if, for instance, you are studying this course, you need this. If you have to go for practicum, then you need to pay this. If you have to do this, you have to. So those are functional fees for particular functions. If somebody is going to access that function.
All right. There is somebody here called the Mary Doris Nakaombe, former student, School of Development Studies. Thank you so much, the Flashlight team, for hosting Bugema University. It is always good to keep in touch with the public. Onwards to progress. Thank you so much, Nakaombe. I know she was, I think, in the School of Development Studies. Thank you so much for loving and thank you for keeping Bugema shine. And whenever you're outside there, please, those are the ambassadors of Bugema University. So please, I believe that we need to add more. If it is salt, one of a musician in Uganda, he said, "Kasukali tukuongeremu." So in Saba, increase Bugema should increase the sugar at least add 1 table of sugar in the ingredients in everything about doing. Both socially, economically, politically, physically, everything. We
will do that.
So the university is promising that they will do that. Doctor, I believe the semester is going to begin this semester, and you said it's likely to be in a normal way.
Yeah.
But as one of the students have just said,
in the new normal.
In the new normal.
Yeah, of course.
But doctor, how do you do normal things in abnormal situation? How do you do normal things in abnormal situation?
Yeah.
At Bugema University?
Yeah, that's that's how the world moves now. That people who have survived do normal things in abnormal situations, because we always see opportunities in every situation.
Okay.
We cannot afford to despair.
Okay.
We cannot afford to cry and say this can't or this. There's nothing like it cannot be, but it can be done.
Okay.
Whatever the situation. So that's why we always learn new tricks in every situation, and that's what we are trying to do.
Okay. Okay.
And this is what we've said, that people have to adapt.
The situation.
Because this is an inbuilt, the technology, the person, I could say, God created in us the ability to adapt, and therefore we must adapt in order to survive. If you look at nature, adaptation throughout the changes, is that how they have survived? Any species in this world that has survived is through adaptation. In this way, I'm encouraging all our students to adapt to technology. All our teachers to adapt to the new norm, because this is the way to go. We will never be home again because the things have changed.
All right. Someone has just said it's called Ron out. Of course. I said thank you for the good work. Also thank you. Brother Ronnie is one of my hobbies here. We used to do a lot of things with him in the same class.
And he's still strong here.
He's still strong.
Yeah. He's
Okay, Benjamin, they said hello. We thank you so much. Doctor, I believe there is graduation, is knocking.
Yeah, graduation is knocking in the
So we
first.
also encourage those people who finished their classes, those they should come for clearance.
Of course,
Graduation is coming very soon.
People have already started clearing for graduation.
They started clearing for graduation.
Yes, and we encourage all
When
people
is graduation?
It will be taking place in the first week of November. That's from 5th to 7th.
It's only 2 months plus.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we need to make sure we all work together to make it a success, and it will be a success in this new norm. Yes.
Doctor, I believe graduation is not easy to do it online, and people pay graduation. It's called what? Graduation fees.
Yes.
When they are just in their bedrooms. Why do people pay graduation fees when they are at home sleeping, and you also charge them?
Can you imagine to graduate when you are in the bedroom, and you have not gone through all the hassles of paying for transport?
Before you go further, somebody said, "Hello, Scott Benjamin, please, could you tell me how is the graduation going to be done this year?" It's called Benjamin. Yes. Now, your doctor is going to answer you at the moment.
Graduation is going to be done normally in the new normal. We have just conducted the graduation in March. It was done virtually, and we expect that since the situation still demands so, we're going to do it virtually.
Okay.
But I was saying that it is very convenient. You just pay small money. You don't have to go through the hassles of traveling in traffic and doing that.
Yes.
Yeah, you come here, it rains, it does what? You just receive your degree in the bedroom. It's convenient.
Okay. Okay. But someone is saying it's called the K. Aloysius. Do you have master's degree in the Do you have a master degree in the Master of Information System online?
Yeah.
In other words, trying to mean you have a
all,
master's degree in IT.
Yeah. Programs, all graduate programs can be accessed online.
So, Mr. I don't know, it's called K. Aloysius. Okay, there's Masters of IT, Information Technology System online. Okay, so it's called Collins Vasemela. Thank you so much for being part of the show. We love you. Beda Madam Vasemela, she was one of my former work. We used to work with in the same department. So thank you so much, people, following and loving. So kindly, this is the only way of letting the mass to be within us, because the system of going to the stations, the system of going to the field, sometimes no longer working. So, okay, this one, unless I said K, it's okay. So please kindly apply, come and apply to Bugema University. So, you're sort of graduation. Because students sometimes they complain that they're being charged a lot of money for graduation, and yet nothing they receive, only the gowns. Alumni fee. What's the relevance of paying alumni fee when it's not working?
Yeah, that's a question that needs to be...
And what does it do? For the last, since I don't know how many years?
Of course, alumni is an association of those, of them. It's their association. They need to ask themselves, what should we do with our money that we are paying? They become members of that association that day. I, as a vice chancellor, I'm also asking them, what are you doing with your money that you're doing? Why you as alumni, why are you not active? I'm expecting a lot from you. So I think they need to wake up and shake and demand accountability from their administration, because they have an alumni association and an executive committee doing that.
Do we have alumni association in Bugema University?
Yes, it's there.
Is it active?
That's the question maybe I would ask, but we have an executive committee.
Okay.
They have their plans, and that's what we are asking. Please move forward with your plans, reach out to your members, and let's see things moving.
Bear in mind. Somebody's called the Nambozo Catherine. Hi, appreciating to Doctor, and then talk about our Bugema University. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, they're appreciating that. They are very happy to see now we can talk about Bugema University issues, and yeah, we are just online. So, Nambozo Catherine, thank you so much. But you should tell us where you are located. Are you in Uganda? Are you outside Uganda? Which area? Then it gives us mileage. These are the people, they should be the ambassadors of Bugema University.
Sure.
Because where they are.
Sure.
Doctor, is there any possibility of adopting, using our alumni or using your alumni of this institution to be the ambassadors of Bugema University in the community wherever they are? Unlike other than finding maybe a marketing team to go in the village, because they may come back with COVID-19. I'm not despising the marketing team, but could we use those students to be our ambassadors in the communities where they come from, to be our marketeers?
Thank you, Rogers. You have already done exactly that. And now you need to make sure that you carry out your efforts to awaken your friends, the alumni.
Okay.
Yeah, but you will always try to make sure that we put you on pressure, the alumni association, to make sure that they wake up and do their part.
Okay, somebody is saying, it's called the September Daniel. Doctor, we have a lot of congestion on the nursing block. When shall we enter our new building? Otherwise, our future. I know we don't, I may not finish that. Yeah. So they appreciate there's a nursing block here.
Yeah, we really
so do. So when is the building going to be finished?
We really do thank God for the fact that the School of Health Sciences and the nursing section is growing very fast. We are looking at the science complex to be finished. Okay. Somehow COVID-19 has affected us a bit, but we have hope. It will be done.
Okay. Okay. You know, we are talking in different, because comments are coming, questions are coming, so we don't need to leave and answer the question.
Yeah, sure.
So that's why I see we are here at the left and center. Doctor, this graduation, how can someone access the graduation online on their phones when they are not here? How do you do that?
Yeah, well, you know, technology has made things simple. You can have live streaming through YouTube, and this has been done previously. So on a smartphone, you can easily be able to access that. Zoom, you can easily be able to access that direct. TV, if you can see television on your smartphone, you can also be able to see a broadcast. For instance, last time we used the UBC. You can be able to see UBC television on your smartphone and be able to see what's going on. Okay.
Does Bugema University care about its people?
Of course we do.
How?
We do, because that's why we're here. We are offering a service. Again, this service has got the human aspect of it, because our mission is to take the love of God to the people. To show them that there's somebody who cares for them. They should not despair despite the COVID-19 pandemic.
Nambozo Catherine said, thank you so much for the program. I'm watching direct from Matuga. Yes, we appreciate it. So, you mean you take care, you bother about its people?
We bother about the people because that is love in practice.
Doctor, what's the niche of Bugema University? Because we've seen other institutions, I'll give an example. UCU, their niche is in law. And their niche is in I think in technology. We've seen Kampala University, they are also I'm not advertising those institutions. So what's the niche of Bugema University that I will leave all other universities, then at the end of the day say, I must die with Bugema University. What's the niche of Bugema University?
So we are preparing people to be self-sustaining in appropriate technology, particularly in the environment they are. We are located in a rural setting, so we want to make sure that we prepare people who are going to go out there and change their communities and make them self-sustaining using appropriate technology.
Okay, that's very much fine. Okay, someone's called the M. Arthur Isaac D. Love. They said they are good, everything is good. So, I did not understand it properly. The nature of Bugema is preparing people to be
transformative in terms of course, entrepreneurial skills,
all right,
appropriate technology, and this is what is going to transform our communities out there.
Okay. All right. So, Doctor, we are almost ending, and we appreciate kindly all our viewers visit the Bugema University on www.bugemayuni.ac.ug. We will find all other things. Someone says called Joan, function fees need to be revised because we shall affect, we all affected with the pandemic.
Yeah, we welcome all their suggestions, and they need to be more specific. Which one specifically? And then we have a dialogue. We discuss.
Yes,
and we see
the affected.
Yeah, we see
the truth is,
we see the
everybody is affected.
Yeah.
The function fee should be revised. I'm not on the side of the student of the university, but I'm a neutral man. True, things should be revised because everybody is affected. Not Bugema is also affected towards its workers because also the payments are also equally half. So maybe they should also pay half. So
but when somebody talks about functional fee, it's a bit in a black in generality. But for instance, if you say internet fee, should we reduce the internet fee?
So you want them to speak on specific issues?
Yes.
If it is internet fee?
Should we reduce internet fee? Can we really afford to reduce internet fee at this moment? When we
need to increase it.
Oh, we need to increase it. So those are some of the issues. And now when we don't scrap some of it, it's just to cushion what remains. Because when we add internet fee and computer fee, we are able to get money to buy the equipment, and also to buy data for the lecturers to be able to reach out to the students. So those are some of the few things. So instead of increasing, we use what is available and try to see that the system works. So we always need a dialogue with them. We will not be closed on that. So, and we are doing this through their student government. By the way, Bugema University Students Association is working, so they should be aware of that. They can channel their communication through the executive, and then since it is represented on the administrative committee in the Senate and also in the University Council, so all their challenges and complaints can be answered.
Okay. We are almost ending, only some 5, 2, 3, 4 minutes to end our program. Doctor, there are a few things that maybe the committee would love to understand. We are still in a graduation process. However, the means are just opening. The graduation fees, will it be the same as the way it was in a normal situation?
We thank God that despite the COVID, we are not going to change that fee. Why? Of course, you know what COVID has done? Do you know that moving from here to Kampala is now more expensive than it was?
Yes, it's more expensive.
So everything has quadrupled. in terms of expenses. So, but we are saying that even that will not change the fees. We need the technology. The technology is expensive to make sure that we reach the graduation goes to their bedrooms. So that kind of cost is not cheap. Is not cheap. The comfort they are going to receive is bought. Is bought. So in other words, what we are trying to say, that despite the fact that we're in a new norm, the costs have gone high of managing a graduation.
Okay.
So, but what we are trying is to work within what they have. In fact, the few things that are expected that we are making will reduce. For instance, if they don't go out as a graduating class for their entertainment, we cannot charge them. Some of the things. But the normal charges, we really need to have them because we need to run a graduation that is credible and that is memorable. We can take time and look back at it and say, yeah, this was a graduation. Okay. The whole thing is the cost of education, we could say is high, but then the cost of not having it is more higher. You look back to this graduation and say, yeah, I spent it, but what I'm getting is far better.
Okay. Somebody is saying, we have been blessed by the interview and it has opened our minds about our university. Thank you so much. But marketing should be beyond the SDA circles.
Yeah, actually, we've never limited it to the SDA circle, and we would like it to go out there. And that's our goal, and we will continue to do that because our mission is to go to the world and proclaim the love of God, and therefore we cannot limit it to the SDA. So we shall always try to do our part by moving out to make sure that we serve as many people as possible.
Okay, Doctor, you're going to do some series of questions. People are answering from on the Facebook because the Facebook there are over 1,000 people watching now.
Okay.
So we're going to go to check on that. Someone's called the Kasole Sand Doctor. Do we have some findings on COVID-19 vaccines compared to the likes of Mbarara University and Good? Bugema University, do you have some findings? Have you about to take some research on COVID-19?
In that aspect, we've not been able to do because we have not yet created the capacity in terms of pharmacology because of the nature of the courses we are teaching. But in terms of the social science aspect, research has been done at the graduate school. So the findings can be shared.
All right.
But in terms of pharmacology, we have not yet built capacity to that level.
So should we promise the mass that there's some research that are taking place?
They are basically social science based. But in terms of the medical line, our medical school is still young.
They're still young?
Yeah, it has not yet.
So they're struggling to come up with some results at any time?
Of course, the research we are doing is basically, we are nursing, teaching nursing, food science. And so we have not yet come to the level of the other aspects of medical, of the medical education.
That's very much fine.
And medical research.
All right. Okay, we still love you all people all over the globe, especially our people from Bugema University, the workers, our students, our friends. Someone has repeated that the marketing team should stop in the circle of SDA circles.
I think
we should be outside SDA institutions.
I think we need to take that as a caution and a point of advice. I think.
So thank you so much, Mr. Sempeba, for the piece of advice. I think they came out. They should take it in good faith.
Yeah, that's true.
Because when you talk about something that kind, people take sometimes they take it in negative form. But take it in good faith that Bugema University should go beyond SDA circles.
Exactly.
If you go in Kampala, ghetto areas, please land there. Though they are smoking, land there. Because we don't need all of the righteous alone.
No.
We need also the sinners to come in the righteous areas so that at the end of the day we can be converted into something right.
Our mission should go. And
Okay.
I want to tell you, people have been transformed here. There are parents who bring their children here for transformation, and they have received that. People who had lost hope in the character of their children and the usefulness of their children, they have had a transformation
Okay.
of character in their children here.
We say hi to the Office of Quality Assurance. Dr. Moore is still here.
Yeah, it's around.
All right. We say hi to him, and Betty used to be the School of Results, all the librarians. Mr. Serun George from cafeteria.
Yeah,
He's still available.
he's still doing strong and cooking good food.
Faustino Kiwa from Sports Department.
Yeah, he's still strong.
Mpagas
supporting,
George Dean.
Yeah, of the students is also there.
Mpagas.
He's
Oh,
there.
Okay, thank you for serving. And kindly, people on Facebook, a lot of questions that are there. So maybe Doctor will be in position to forward most of these questions for you to be answering them. Understand, because of different activities, we are soon to be offline. Unless maybe Mr. Chisto could give me, I read some of the questions, few of them. At the end of the day, Doctor will read them, maybe we'll answer them direct on his phone when our absentia, when you're not here. Because he also must go to do some other activities. So Dr. Twa is now clearing your graduation questions. Now, someone also said, do you believe that Bugema University should come back in its normal? Because someone already said that in 2015, Bugema University was among the top 10.
Yes.
Why are we above the top 10 now?
It depends to who is determining who is among the top 10. For us, we are committed on giving the service.
Okay.
Well, much as we care as human beings on the kind of people giving the ranking and the like, but the criteria is always questionable. So our devotion is to offer a service. That's what's of a service of a chartered university.
You know, I love
That's
the
our
motto of
commitment.
Bugema that says, excellence in service. But you give excellence in service.
That is our focus.
You're not yet there, but
We are continuously aiming there.
But you know, we have four aspects of services. We have political services, we have social services, we have physical services, spiritual and other areas. And Dr. I believe someone said, thank you so much, Nambi Susan. She has said she appreciates the program. Why is it so that when somebody is to be the good president, it must be an advent?
Of course, given the environment in which we are and the mission that we are trying to promote, an administrator here needs to have the same mission as the mission of the institution. I need to understand the mission and believe in it and be able to excel it. And also, this is the place where we have to train Adventists to enter into leadership. So that's why we give them that opportunity to take advantage of that. But other aspects, all the other positions of leadership, it doesn't mean that they have to be Adventist.
Okay. Someone's called Simon Wampao, I don't know. They said, I'm a student of liberal studies at Bugema University, SGS. I don't know what it means. Thank you so much for challenging continuously.
School of Graduate Studies.
Yes. Okay. Okay, also some they are appreciating for watching and all other questions. Kindly now I'm going to be direct to forward all the questions towards the Vice Chancellor, who will answer them in his free time. We may not go beyond as per now, but do you mind if we could give your phone number to them?
Yeah, my number is 0772 5611 52. Yeah, always receive when you call, whether possible, except when I'm in a meeting.
Okay. Someone said, is it true that nursing students can't join from S4?
No, they do join from S4. They join the certificate level.
Okay.
But somebody must have done well, at least have a good credit in biology, chemistry, and the related sciences.
So I don't know, it's called tier quest. It is true they can join from senior 4. You just apply to Bugema University. If you have completed senior 4, you'll be in position of answering or of joining nursing.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I'm saying hi to my School of Social Sciences where I came from.
Pastor Dr.
Where is
Maka
this available to Bugema
has
University?
just been called to serve at the church headquarters in Uganda, which we call the Uganda Union, as an executive secretary.
Okay.
So he's also supporting us from that side.
Okay. Wow. So all our friends, unless there is a very serious question that you can, what the most important question that you'd love, because very soon we are going to be off air, but the program will be online completely. The program will stay there today, tomorrow, and forever, unless otherwise.
Thank you.
Most of the questions are going to be still coming. And the marketing team, maybe they'll be in position to be taking care of this. That's Madam Basemela and your team. Make sure that you follow the program with the people in charge for this. For us, we came here to have interaction of the institution, Vice Chancellor, and other people surrounding. We appreciate, we love you so much. Thank you so much for loving us. Thank you so much for hosting us at Bugema University. We shall continue doing the same. Well, and I hope now we've started with the Vice Chancellor. Maybe next week we shall have the academic register. Is Dr. Mugweno?
Yeah, he's
yes.
around.
We shall use Dr. Mugweno. Then the other week, we are trying to prepare. Bugema should be in the know all the time.
Thank you.
And appreciating that Bugema should be in people's ears, as common people are saying. Then we shall go direct to all the deans and maybe some lecturers, maybe to have interaction with the students. What do they talk about to Bugema? Are they happy with the situation? Do they like how the university is treating them?
Yeah, we like that openness with our students.
Yes.
Because we don't believe in hiding this and that. We are a family. So we always talk about our issues together. We need to know their feelings, where they need help and here and there. And that's what we believe in. And I think that will help us very much.
Okay, someone said, Joan, why does it require the students from Kampala campus to clear from the main campus? Do we have off the Kampala campus? Oh, another question is, why do students from Kampala campus have to move from Kampala to come and clear to the main campus? Why is it so?
Their concern has been noted, and we are making arrangements to make sure that we take the service to them. Okay.
So, students from Kampala campus, those completed graduate school and undergraduate, they're saying the issue has been resolved.
Yeah, it has been resolved.
It has been resolved. So no more moving from Kampala campus to the main campus.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much. We may not go beyond this. 1 minute? Okay, somebody is saying they should wait for a minute. There are some questions. Okay. Yeah. We are going to the final word from the Vice Chancellor. And now, it's unfortunate, by the time we are ending, now people are increasing to watch the show. But that's how I'm gonna
We really do appreciate your visit to this university. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to share out there with our people, our students, our alumni, our teachers. We have started a new semester. Let us join hands together and make sure that we move onward to progress. Bugema, we shall always move forward. Despite the challenges of COVID pandemic, we want to move forward. We cannot accept to cry. We shall be resilient through all. And I want to wish you all the best as we determined together to move forward.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. I also appreciate all our viewers. Thank you so much for loving us. And thank you so much for keeping on the Flashlight Channel Uganda. In a collaboration with the Bugema University, we're going to be doing this every time. At least every week, you'll be knowing what is happening around Bugema University as an institute. You'll be knowing what is taking place from different departments, different faculties, different offices. All one Bugema, we shall be surviving with them. They say, excellence in service. Which service, as Dr. said, you are yet to see the kind of the services the university will be offering to you. No more moving from Kampala campus, the main campus, to clear for graduation and other things. Everything will be done direct to Kampala campus, Mbale campus. Did you talk about, you have got very many branches. You have Mbale campus, you have Ruo campus, Kampala campus, you have the main campus,
exactly.
The rest I don't know.
The virtual aspect has brought us together in many of those services.
Okay.
They're getting them direct from here, and then a few from the coordinating center.
For more information, www.bugemayuniv.ac.ug. Keep sharing and keep visiting it. On Twitter, will be there. On Facebook, they are there. On YouTube, they are there. At the same time, the marketing team. I say hi to all our friends, different officers. If I've not mentioned your name at Bugema University, please, I'm so sorry because I'm not just a computer and I have forgotten some of the things. But the people have remembered. Thank you so much for loving us. Thank you so much for sharing us. I promise we shall be doing this every week. May the Lord bless you. See you next time. As I'm saying, they want Robert Abbas tell Bugema is the Vice Chancellor and my team as we are going. So Mr. Producer, you allow us to leave the premises of the Vice Chancellor. You know, by the way, Bugema University vaccinated all their workers.
Yeah, we are all vaccinated.
Yes, all people are vaccinated to Bugema University.
The second jab we have taken.
So we are safe.
Yeah, we are safe.
No COVID-19 anymore.
Yeah. And we have prepared our learners also.
They're going to be vaccinated.
And give us the resilience to go through it. May your name be glorified in all that we do. In Jesus' name we pray.